Chapter 14, Weather. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Sandra Martin, Waikoloa, Hawaii. Current Superstitions by Fanny Bergen. Superstitions number 930 through 1079. As the days begin to lengthen, so the cold begins to strengthen. Northeastern United States and Canada. Fire-spitting sparks means cold weather. Patten, Maine. If the fire burns well, it is coming cold weather. General in the United States. Fog in winter is always succeeded by cold and wind. Plenty of hawberries foretell a hard winter, i.e., they are to serve as a store of food for birds. Canada. Cold weather comes after the wind has blown over the oat stubble. Pennsylvania. Days and times. The first Tuesday after the new moon settles the weather for that quarter. Newfoundland. If it is a fair sunset Friday night, it will rain before Monday. Massachusetts. If it storms on a Friday, it will storm again before the next Monday. Massachusetts and New York. If the sun sets clear Friday night, it will not rain before Monday night. But if it sets in a cloud, it will rain before Monday night. Boston, Massachusetts. The weather of the last Friday in the month governs the next month. Cambridge, Massachusetts. There will be sun during some part of Saturday the year through. Brookline, Massachusetts. If it rains the last Saturday or the first Sunday in a month, it will rain the 3 following Sundays. Maine. The sun shines some part of every Saturday in the year but one. New England. Saturday's moon comes 7 years too soon and denotes bad weather. Newfoundland. Sunday's sail will never fail. Topsail Bay, Newfoundland. Weather is apt to repeat itself in the following week, i.e., there will be a run of wet Sundays or fine Tuesdays, etc. Brookline, Massachusetts. The first 7 days of January indicate the first 7 months of the year. Mild days, mild months, etc. Nova Scotia. If March comes in like a lamb, it will go out like a lion, and vice versa. General in the United States. The corn is planted when the Baltimore Orioles appear, or when the first green is noticed on the oak tree. Milton, Massachusetts. A dry May and a wet June make the farmer whistle a merry tune. Franklin Center, Rhode Island. It rains often on July 4th. That is due to the firing of cannon, etc. General in the United States. If there is a wet September, there will be a next summer's drought. No crops and famine. California. If it rains on Easter, it will rain 7 Sundays thereafter. Hennepin, Illinois. A green Christmas makes a full churchyard, or a green Christmas makes a fat graveyard. General in the United States. The 12 days at Christmas govern the weather of the months of the coming year. Eastern Massachusetts. The 12 days at Christmas time make the almanac for the year. Massachusetts. It is a general notion that a cold winter is followed by a hot summer, and vice versa. It always rains while the cadets are in camp. Eastern Massachusetts. It always rains during May meetings. Boston, Massachusetts. It always rains during a cattle show. Deerfield, Massachusetts. Women cruising, i.e., visiting about on pot days, especially Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, when people have their best dinner, usually pork and cabbage, in the pot, is a sign of bad weather. But it is also said that it is a sign of mild weather. Newfoundland and Labrador. Fair or foul? Of a change. Long looked for, long last. Short notice, soon past. Brookline, Massachusetts. From 12 till 2 tells what the day will do. New England. If it rains before 7, it will drip before 11. Eastern Maine. If it rains before 7, it will quit before 11. Prince Edward Island and Maine, Massachusetts, and northern Ohio. If a storm clears off in the night, pleasant weather will last but a few hours. Northern Ohio. In uncertain or threatening weather, it is said that if you can see a piece of blue sky big enough to make a pair of breeches, it will clear off. Maine, Massachusetts, and northern Ohio. Variant. If you can see enough blue sky in the west to make an old woman's apron, it will clear off. Eastern Maine. Clocks and watches tick louder before mild weather. Scilly Cove, Newfoundland. Cobwebs on the grass are a sign of fair weather. General in the United States. If every dish is cleaned at a given meal, then look for fair weather the following day. Pennsylvania Germans. Fog lying in valleys is a sign of a civil day. Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. If hoarfrost remains after sunrise, the day will be fine. If not, the day will be wet. Scilly Cove, Newfoundland. A load of hay passing means fair weather. Massachusetts. Rainbow in the morning, sailors take warning. Rainbow at night, sailors' delight. General in Canada and the United States. A rainbow is a sign of showers. Prince Edward Island. Rain falling while the sun is shining indicates more showers. Prince Edward Island and northern Ohio. Rain falling while the sun shines is a sign it will rain next day. Methuen, Massachusetts. Rain falling while the sun is shining means that the devil is beating his wife with a codfish. General in the United States. Thunder in the morning, all the day storming. Thunder at night is the sailor's delight. Red at night, sailor's delight. Red in the morning, sailors take warning. Maine and eastern Massachusetts. Evening red and morning gray will speed the traveler on his way. Evening gray and morning red will bring the rain upon his head. Massachusetts, New York, and Ohio. Evening red and morning gray, you'll surely have a pleasant day. New York. Red sun, hot day tomorrow. High wind at dawn is a sign of a civil, calm day. Newfoundland. Sun's hounds, a sort of halo, before the sun denote dirty weather. After the sun denote fine weather. Scilly Cove, Newfoundland. In Prince Edward Island and the United States, these halos are called sundogs and are said to be a sign of coming rain. Much snow during the winter denotes good crops next year. New Harbor, Newfoundland. If the stars are scarce, big, and dull, it portends mild weather in winter. If large and bright, it portends frost in winter. Newfoundland. Stars twinkling are a sign of bad weather. Labrador and New Harbor, Newfoundland. Moon. When the moon is on the back, it denotes weather wet or mild. When on the end, it denotes frost. Newfoundland. Should the new moon lie on its back, it is a sign it will be dry that month, for the moon will hold water. The Indian says the hunter can hang his powder horn upon it. But should the new moon stand vertically, it will be a wet month, for the moon will not hold water and the powder horn will slip off. Very many, however, reverse these signs. New England, New York, and Ohio. The Indians told the first settlers that if the moon lay well on her back, so that a powder horn could be hung on the end, the weather during that moon will be dry. Nova Scotia. The moon changing in the west denotes that fine weather will prevail during that moon. Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. If the moon changes near midnight, there will be fine weather. The nearer to midnight, the finer the weather. Conception Bay, Newfoundland. A disk or ring around the moon indicates bad weather, rain or snow. Newfoundland. A circle round the moon means rain. In some localities,